He's Tom Tolbert, Bay Area talk show host. He is the talk show host in the Bay Area, former Warriors radio color analyst and former NBA player. Spent, I think, 7 years in the association. And Tom joins us now. Good morning, Tom. How's morale?
Mine's fantastic. I feel really good. Got up early. Thanks to you. I usually don't get up this early, and the weather's good. And I'm going to go get some exercise in. So, yeah, I feel great.
How do you think the Warriors feel today?
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Probably not great. You win the game. You're happy. You force a game 6, but you're trying to get one of your teammates back, and he goes down, and now he's out for the rest of the series, and maybe out for all of next year. Who knows what the extent of the injury is? So, yeah, I think Steph said it best last night after the game. Mixed emotions on last night, a night that you should be super pumped about. They were pretty pumped about right afterward, and then I'm sure, and after that wore off, then it was feeling for their teammate Kevin Durant and what he put his body through to get to this point, and then to have it kind of collapse on him again is just it's a bummer.
What questions do you have about this whole situation with Durant, the medical staff? You got Bob Myers in the front office saying if you want to blame somebody, blame him. What do you want to know that we don't know about this Durant situation?
You know what? I think as a former athlete, I don't really care. I think other people care a lot about who's to blame, and I think as a society, we always want to figure out who's to blame. But sometimes things happen. Sometimes you do all the right things, and then it doesn't turn out the way you want it to turn out. Sometimes the body doesn't respond the way you want it to respond. You could look at MRIs and say, okay, you're good to go. You can go through all the training and all the build-up and the practice, and you feel good. And then all of a sudden, you re-injure it. If that never happened, there wouldn't be a word re-injure. So I don't blame anybody. I don't know that anybody. I know a lot of people in that organization. I find it highly unlikely that anybody pressured this guy to play. I find it plausible that an athlete would want to get back and play and say, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. This is game 5 of the NBA Finals, and I want to play. I want to get out there. Athletes have been known to push themselves. That's what they do. They want to play, and this is the biggest stage to play on. So I can believe that.
But do you think
believe that? Yeah, go ahead.
If Golden State was up 3-1, do you think Kevin Durant plays?
Dan, I don't know. I don't know how his ankle. I mean, he practiced. I don't know how he felt. I don't know how the calf responded to it. So that I don't know. It's plausible, yeah. It's plausible to say, hey, we're up 3-1. Let's go ahead and give it another game or another 2 days. But I also think it's very plausible to assume, hey, this was the time. This is where everything came together. This is where the doctor said he's good. This is where, Bob and Steve and whoever was on the decision-making along with Kevin said, you know what? This is the right time. I feel good. Let's go ahead and do this. And it's also plausible to think all that happened, and then he still got re-injured.
Did you at any point in your college career when you're at Arizona and you got a great team, you got Sean Elliott and Judd Bushler and Steve Kerr, did you ever look around and go that Steve Kerr one day is going to be one of the great NBA coaches?
I don't know if anybody ever thinks that far ahead, but I knew he'd be a coach.
Oh, you did?
That was pretty clear. I mean, he was a leader on that team. There wasn't even a question. Some guys just know how to lead men. Some guys don't, and some guys can maybe, they can kind of build their way into it. I just always knew with him. Our junior year, we had a pretty good team too, but he got hurt that summer before in the World Championships. I want to say, I know he blew his knee out. I think it was against Russia, but not positive. And I knew that's what we were missing that year. We got beat in the first round by UTEP. Funny thing, my former teammate and my future teammate of that game, Timmy Hardaway, was on that team at UTEP, and they beat us. Yeah, they beat us in Tucson, for crying out loud. I think that was the last time they allowed a team to play on its home court in the NCAA tournament, which was pretty stupid. We were like a 10 seed, they were a 7, and we were at home, and they still beat us. But I knew that year, I was like, God, we need that guy, and Steve was that guy, and I knew he'd always be successful doing whatever he was going to do in life, and I figured he'd be a coach. How could I predict that he'd win, championships? But good grief. I mean, isn't enough? I mean, rings just follow this guy around. It's incredible.
How many does he have?
Rings.
He's got 8?
I think he has 8. 5 as a player, I believe. I think he has 3 with the Bulls, 2 with the Spurs, and 3 with the Warriors. 8 rings this guy has. Incredible.
Man. And he's going to be a Hall of Famer, right?
I mean, this guy's already got a big enough head. All right, let's not go there just quite yet.
Well, he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
I have to talk to this guy on a regular basis. I mean, I'm not ready to call him Hall of Famer Steve Kerr.
Yeah, you don't. Come on. You probably never will. Okay, how does this play out? Game 6.
You know what? It's an incredible win by the Warriors, and I put nothing past them, and they showed it last night. I think Steph said it best in the post-game presser. We got nothing to prove to anybody anymore about our mettle and our toughness and what we stand for and how we play the game. Those questions have been answered, and last night was an incredible victory. But I mean, they made 23s, and they won the game by 1 point, and Toronto didn't shoot a lick last night. Danny Green did nothing from a shooting standpoint. Lowry got hot late. Leonard scored, but wasn't efficient in scoring. Siakam didn't play the last 9 minutes of the game. I have no idea how that. I don't know if he just wasn't in it. If Nurse would rather have Powell out there for defense. I had to go back and rewatch that, and it hit me. Siakam didn't play the last 9 minutes of that basketball game, so it was bizarre. But Toronto had a last shot at it. Which was interesting. I went back and watched that again, too, and that was just a weird play because I didn't love the Iguodala double team. I thought he came at him right when he was looking at him. And usually when players are looking at you and they see the double team coming, they'll pick you apart. But you had Lowry and Gasol. I don't know what they were doing. I have no clue what they were doing. I mean, the Lowry ran away from the play, so Iguodala comes double team. And Gasol's trying to set a back pick or doing something on the other side of the court, and nobody makes themselves available right under the bucket. When somebody double teams, somebody cuts, makes themselves available, and you find an open player. They just butchered that play all to hell. That being said, one of those guys will probably shoot the ball better in Game 6 and or Game 7. But if the Warriors win Game 6, look, the Warriors have been there before. They've done this before. They know what it takes. The Raptors don't know what it takes before, and nerves could creep in. So let's put it this way. I'd make the Raptors certainly the favorites, obviously. They got 2 games to win 1. But don't count out the team that's been to the four straight finals.
Tom, good to talk to you. Hope things are well. We appreciate your time as always.
Dan, take it easy, man.
That's Tom Tolbert, Bay Area talk show host, former Warriors radio color analyst, and former NBA player. If you missed any of the interviews from the Mercedes-AMG Man Cave, go to the Dan Patrick Show app. You can watch and listen inside Mercedes-AMG Man Cave, Mercedes-AMG Driving Performance.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.